Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Sean from Sean's Shave Den, and it's good to be back. I've been gone for a little bit, just a lot of stuff going on in my life. Good things, mostly. Anyway, I got a few new things going on here. One of them I was sent by Oumo, which I'll show you the packaging that they sent it to me. Their brush. It's a little ripped, actually. No, that's not ripped. That's just a little tab on there. But that's they give you a little tube and the brush goes in here. And it's packaged pretty damn well. And this is the brush right here, which I'll bring it up. And as you can see, this is their, I think it's a 30mm Badger brush, which they're gel tips. And as you can see, the gel tips, they're kind of stinging together. And I've had this for a few weeks now, and I've been using it. Haven't got a chance to do a review on it, but this is what I'm gonna be doing. This is the brush right here. I really like this shape. It really fits well into my hand. So I've had that soaking while I took a shower. For those of you that don't know, with Badger or any natural hair brush, you wanna soak it before you use it. So I usually do it right while I'm taking a shower in some warm or hot water. And it softens up the hairs and makes them more pliable and more tougher. Otherwise, they're gonna crack and break and not gonna be the best feeling on your face. Anyway, also the razor, which a friend of mine a friend of the family found these at a flea market, is going to be my gem Micromatic, and I've been using this for the past couple weeks now, pretty much nonstop, and it's a wonderful shave. And as you can see, the top opens up, and then the blade is shown right there, and it looks like a little box cutter blade. And then you just place it in there, and then close the top. And I also have another one, which I'll do another time. I'll use that on a head shave. I think it's a little bit better for the head shaves. It's an open comb one. This is the closed comb, as you can see. And I'm not sure what year this was made. I know it's probably about 100 years ago, maybe a little more. And the soap I'm gonna be using today, which I got the top, is going to be Dr. Jon'S and Bonny, which is a bay rum scent. It's a little bit more rummy and limey than bay. You don't really get a hint of any real spices in here, which is what I like. But it's a really good bay rum type scent. And I believe it's volume 2. I know he just came out with volume 3, which I hear is a little bit better, but this one is, I mean, Dr. Jon'S makes one of my favorite vegan-based soaps out there. He's one of the best when it comes to vegan-based soaps, in my opinion. Anyway, without further ado, let me get this brush loaded and I will start the shave, all right? All right, back, and I use the proto lather as kind of a pre-shave, and as you can see, it's nice and caked into the tips of this brush. This brush has really good backbone, but very, very soft tips. So I'll start the lather painted on my face. As you can see, it's all pasty. Just kind of doing a review of the brush and the soap. See how it's nice and thick? So that's when I'm gonna dip the tips of my brush in water, dip it, paint the water in, and really agitate it. Still pasting, paint more water in. Now, Dr. Jon'S soaps are fairly thirsty soaps, especially if you load your brush like I do. I usually load my brush pretty heavily. Very luxurious feel on this knot. For the price point, and a little bit about Oumo. It is a Chinese-based company, which, for all you new people out there, you're gonna have to kind of get over the whole Chinese thing, because most of your brushes and most of your products in general, aside from the soaps, are made in China. From usually the cosmetic companies, especially the Badger brushes. Keep on adding more water. Really start to agitate it. Take a little bit off the neck, paint it back in. And keep on adding water till you get a desired effect, which I think that's right around there. So this brush is very thick, very backbony, but like I said, the tips are super luxurious. It's almost as if I'm using a synthetic brush. Lather is going everywhere. Plenty of lather in here. Now, I like my lathers a little bit runnier. That's why I added a lot of water to it. So this is like a sour cream look. Perfect. So, lather everywhere. It's a big brush. So with the cosmetics, most of the stuff is made in China. Especially the Badger brushes. Most of the knots, even from the artisan brush makers out there, they get their knots, especially their Badger and boar knots, from China. Their companies in China, because they have a big abundance of Badger and boar in that area. So it's a byproduct of them killing those and doing what they are doing with them. I don't really know the full story, but I know that that's where most of the Badger brushes you're going to have are coming from, in China. Even the synthetics, they're all made in China. So most of these brush makers, they don't make their own knots. They get them from a cosmetic place in China or somewhere else throughout the world. So let's start. Sorry for the talking. So with this, it's a very different way, like angle. So what I do is I put it flat against my face and I tilt it until the blade catches. And I just kind of keep that angle. And this blade, I've been used about 5 or 6 times already on my head and face. And still going strong. These blades will last you a long time from what I hear. So I'm gonna put them to the test. They're a lot more rigid than the double edge blades, and they're not as sharp, which to me, they feel a little bit more forgiving. I'm sorry guys, I realize I'm all over the place with what I'm talking about here. Just trying to make conversation. But anyway, I got about 3.5 days worth of growth on a blade that's been used maybe 5 or 6 times, head and face. But these blades are super comfortable. And from what I hear, these blades are some of the closer feel you get to using a straight razor, which I sort of feel, because I have used straight razors before on videos, especially. It does feel like a straight razor in a way, in terms of comfortableness. Also this, I mean, look at the blade exposure. Let me wash that off. The blade exposure on this, as you can see that, it's very aggressive. I wouldn't say aggressive, very efficient. It cuts through the hair without any clogs at all. And it is going through that growth. And I've gotten some of the most smoothest and comfortable shaves to date from this razor. It really does work well. I mean, for something that's 100 years old, I mean, this is a fantastic shaver. Perfect weight, perfect feel on the face. And that's it. That's the first pass, guys, which I'm pretty damn close to being BBS. So let me lather up off camera, save you the time, and I will be right back for the second pass. All right, all lathered up for the second pass. And as you can see, there's still plenty of lather caked in here. I could probably do 3 more passes with this and a head shave. Anyway, let's get started with the second pass. Cross the grain. Now, it's a little bit of a learning curve on the angle of this. But it really, like after the first few strokes, you get it down, and if you could keep that, it really doesn't take long at all for you to get it and get a nice, close, comfortable shave. And this second pass is really the money pass when it comes to this. Now, the head is a little big, so it may be a little bit difficult to get under the nose, but there's ways to work around that. I almost did it the wrong way from the back end, like that. And this soap is doing beautifully. This Bonny soap is my favorite bay rum scent to date. I don't like ones with a lot of clove in them and spice. Just not my cup of tea. smells like cinnamon to me, which I like the smell of cinnamon. I just don't want to smell like that the whole day. But this has no spice whatsoever, ever. Can't talk today. And it really is a nice, limey, boozy scent. I believe it's available now in the Volume 3 formula. All right, really nice on the neck. Really smooth. Comfortable shave. So hope everybody, oh, that's a cruise ship leaving. So I hope everybody's had a good weekend so far. And hope you guys have a good week coming up. I'm gonna definitely try and do a head shave this week sometime. Still studying for a test that's coming up in November. The test is to move up in rank in my job, which is a tough test. 150 multiple choice questions, quizzing you on all kinds of regulations and other things. It's almost like doing a bar exam. I want to say it's like doing a bar exam, but it's not that hard. I would say that. I don't want to over embellish it a little bit. Anyway, that was the second pass. Let me get lathered up and ready for the third pass, and I'll be right back. Okay. Turn the sink off. Okay. Ready for the third and final pass. Against the grain. The residual slickness on this soap is excellent. Dr. Jon'S is one of the best vegan-based soaps. Easy to work with, easy to lather, and slick as snot. That goes for the initial slickness and the residual slickness. No loss of comfort on this shave whatsoever. Very nice. So I'll leave a description of the scent profile in the description of the video below, and I'll leave a link of where you can buy this soap. I usually buy it directly from the source, usually from Dr. Jon'S website, but you could also find it at West Coast Shaving and Maggards. I know West Coast Shaving has a few formulas that aren't sold anywhere else, or not a few formulas, but a few of his scents that aren't sold anywhere else that are done in collaboration with him. And they're not even sold on that site, on Dr. Jon'S site. I think it's Sakura Musk, which I haven't tried yet. I've been wanting to try. And that's only on West Coast Shaving. Really nice residual slickness. Really nice shave from this razor. If you guys haven't tried a single edge, this is a single edge blade, gem style blade and razor, I highly recommend it. It's a really nice, comfortable, efficient shave. It does take a little bit getting used to. If you're used to using DE blade razors. But it's not rocket science. I mean, it's just shaving, guys. Can't overthink things. I see a lot of people on these forums and Facebook sites that are like, oh, I gotta buy this, I gotta buy that, I gotta get everything. And really getting into it, and that's fine. If you have the money to throw around, then go for it. But for the majority of the new wet shavers out there, especially people that are just getting started in the hobby and really don't know a good base to start from, that's a really nice shave. It's good to start with a cheaper set. You don't have to go out and buy everything. Really all you need, and you don't even need a brush, if you're gonna use Barbasol or anything else, but if you really wanna get into the wet shaving, you should get a brush. Really all you need, a razor. There's plenty of razors out there that are $30 and less that are just as great as the $200 razors. A brush. There are plenty of brushes out there from the $5 range all the way up to $100 range, which if you're starting out, I would stay between the $30 and $5 range, depending on the hair. And I would start out with a synthetic. Definitely start out with a synthetic. A lot easier to handle, a lot easier to take care of. You don't get that funky smell from them when you first get them. And a good set of blades. And I recommend getting a variety pack of blades so you can try them out. From all these sites out here, they sell variety packs. That's for DE razors. For these, you're not going to really see too much of a variety of blades for them. They're all essentially made by Personna, I believe. That's where I found most of my blades. They're really kind of hard to find a variety. pack of these. So you get what you get with these, which is fantastic razor, fantastic blade. But for the DE, there's a lot more availability out there. Oh, no cuts, no nothing. But that's really all I need. A razor, some blades, a brush, and a good soap. Definitely recommend getting either an artisan brand soap, or you could start out with Parasso or one of the other soap makers that have been making it for a very long time. Parasso, Mitchell's Wool Fat, Heischlinger, Arco. There's a bunch of different ones out there that you get for really cheap, and they'll last you a long time. And that's really all you need. So that is the third pass. Let me clean up. I know I've been rambling on, and I will get back with a little bit of the oversight on the product that we use today, especially the brush, which is still caked in lather, and do with the post shave. All right, I'll be right back. Bye, guys. All right, back for the post shave, and I got a really nice, comfortable, real BBS shave, to be honest with you. Really nice. The star of the parties were this brush that I'm doing a review on over here from Oumo. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Correct me if I'm wrong. As you can see, the gelled tips, I just cleaned all the soap out of it. If you're looking for a really high-end, nice badger knots, I highly recommend going to Oumo. I've tried a few other badger knots from Turn and Shave, and I don't know who his supplier is, but they're great brushes too. But for a nice, cheap knot, that I think this badger brush, I think this knot altogether, knot and brush, costs about 50 bucks, which in the spectrum of things is pretty cheap for something like this. Really soft, lots of backbone, and holds a ton of lather. This is the 30mm knot, I believe. But it is one of my favorite knots so far as animal hair. No doubt about it. And I think it's mostly because of the handle shape. It fits perfectly in my hand, and the knot is very comfortable on the face, not scritchy whatsoever. And for the post shave, that's my thoughts on it. You could get Oumo brushes and their knots at Alibaba. It's the Alibaba app, and they're really good brushes. I highly recommend it if you're looking for a nice high-end badger brush. That's in my opinion. So for the aftershave, the post-shave, I'm going to be using the matching splash, which Dr. Jon'S splashes are really nice. They got a really nice sting to them, I do have to say. I think it's because they have alum in them, but it really soothes the face after that initial sting. Has a lot of skin foods in it. And that's it, guys. That was the shave. Nice, fantastic shave. Star of the show was this Oumo brush and this gem razor right here that I got from some family friends. Really fantastic. I think they paid $5 at a flea market for this. I cleaned it up and got it all nice and somewhat shiny. Well, not really shiny, still patinaed and everything like that, but looks great. Shaves great, feels great. Have a good weekend, the rest of your weekend, everybody, and I will see you during the week. I'll try and do a head shave with the other Micromatic that I have, and I'll see you guys during the week and possibly during the next following weekend. Anyway, bye guys, have a good one.